It's gonna be a different video because, yeah, I'm on a Harley for the first time. And I'm in my hometown where I grew up, but the Harley's the biggest difference. Alright, I gotta figure this out. But this is a 2022 Harley Nightster. Quieter than I expected. I've never been on this bike at all until now, so I might embarrass myself. I'm still gonna have to learn and get used to this. Oh boy, this feels so weird. All right, give me a second to get like I don't even know what word I'm looking for. I'm trying to put my feet back like I would on my bike. Okay. This is interesting. If this is the first video of mine you've watched, you haven't been on my channel before, you're here for the Harley review. I normally ride sport bikes. So to me, this feels very weird. This is very new. I'm gonna be honest, I'm like, I was gonna say leaned forward more than I thought, but I'm just reaching forward pretty far. It's not really like, I'm not leaned over, but I do have to stretch my arms out, which surprises me. This is quieter than I thought, which is kind of nice, but I wasn't expecting it. But this feels so weird. I'm very close, like low to the ground, which I'm also not used to. Right, feet go forward. Gotta remember that. Yeah, I thought this isn't like the typical Harley sound that I think of at all. But I mean, I'd much rather prefer this sound over what you would normally hear. So I'm not complaining about that, but the seat is not comfortable. I do not like this. It feels weird. I don't know why the seat's designed like this, but not a fan. I mean, okay, so it's comfortable when you're moving. It's not that bad. Like when your feet are on the pegs, but when you're sitting, it's just very oddly shaped. So it's not comfortable. It like stops. Let me test the acceleration out a little bit. Okay, that's not giving it a whole lot of throttle, just because I'm on a small busy road. I don't want to do anything stupid. Plus this isn't my bike, obviously, so I'm not gonna be an asshole on it. I like the positioning of the levers. Like, they're pretty easy to reach, and it looks like they're adjustable, which is nice. Better than I expected so far, put it that way. I make Harley jokes all the time. If that's what you're into and that's what you ride, that's perfectly fine. I have no problem with that. Everyone's allowed to like whatever they want. I'm just not a Harley fan. But I will be honest, this is like better than I expected it to be. So I will give it credit there. I haven't left second gear yet. I don't like the speedometer because like it looks like it's from 40 years ago. So I mean, that's a little like, I'm not sure why they do that. Oh, another interesting, but one, okay, so that makes no sense to me. The speedometer is that style, right? It's like the old antique looking. But the key, if you see, there's no key in because it's like a fob. It's just like a key, it's in my pocket. So you don't need to put the key into the bike, which really surprised me. for like multiple reasons. One, I didn't think about doing that on a motorcycle, but two, like especially a Harley. Like I know some of the really nice expensive sport bikes have that, but I didn't expect it on like this kind of Harley. But why would they have the key so like high tech and advanced when they have that for the speedometer? I don't get it. I know some people kind of like this style and might prefer that. I just don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. These mirrors suck ass. They don't work. They've been blown in towards me, so I'm just staring at my own arms. I mean, maybe if you tighten them, they'll stay where they're supposed to. But for right now, they are doing absolutely nothing for me. And even when they were facing the right way, like that's I'm just looking at the road. Like I can see my license plate. So that's not very good. It's like too small. You can't really see much. They're not very useful. I'll test out. Once I go around this turn, I'll give it a little bit of gas. See how it goes. But I'm gonna see what it's like turning, because this is like the sharpest turn I've hit so far. That's pretty easy. Obviously wouldn't go as fast around a turn on it as you would on a sport bike, but this is still not bad, you know. Sit down. Okay. It's a lot better than I expected. I'm not sure how well you can see that. I'll lean in next time I do it for a better view. That's surprising. Speedometer does only go up to 130. I'd be surprised if the bike went up to 130. But I mean, I've been surprised by this bike a lot so far. I don't like that there's no tachometer. Like, you can't see the RPMs. Which I think kind of sucks. Especially if you're like new to riding. Some people use that to know when to shift rather than like going off the sound, which is obviously easier. Some people look at the RPMs. Which, like, I'm teaching my girl to ride, and I told her what range of RPM she needs to shift at. And I try to tell her like what sound to do too, like when you can hear that you need to shift. But it's still, I think it's still better for new riders to have like a visual too. Oh, we're testing the brakes. All right, well that wasn't bad. Still gotta get used to the foot pegs. Yeah, turning is surprisingly fun on this. I'm about to hit a couple good turns up here, so I'll really get to find out, but like, it's very surprising. Okay, I'm in third gear, going about 50. Okay, that's full throttle. Not bad. You can't, it doesn't feel like you can twist the throttle very far, like compared to a sport bike. But I mean, that could be like a good thing. I don't know, it all depends on your preference. For the guys, I do like the way that this bike is designed, because you're not getting crushed down here. They're not getting pushed into the gas tank or anything like that, which on my R6 they are. They're getting squished by the gas tank a lot, unfortunately. On this bike, not at all. So that is a plus. It's pretty comfortable for your balls, at least. I don't really know how else to word it, so I'm just going with that. But yeah, there's plenty of ball room, which is pretty nice. Let me try to really like get into this turn. It's weird. It's definitely a very different feel from a sport bike. but like I said, it's pretty comfortable. Seat could use a little bit of like reshaping, but when you're fully moving, it's not bad. It does at least show you what gear you're in too, which is good. I just wish it showed the RPMs. The turn signal is kind of a little bit hard to reach, but I mean, it's not too bad. But you got the horn and stuff and lights here and everything. So I mean, honestly, it's better than I expected. I'll put it that way. I always make fun of Harleys, and I give them a lot of crap, and I still will. Don't get me wrong, I still will. But like, it is not a bad bike at all. At least this one. This is the only Harley I've ever been on. Probably will be the only one I'm ever on, but it's not a bad bike. I definitely, like I said, I would still, I didn't say it yet, but I would still pick a sport bike over this any day. But for it being like a Harley, a cruiser, it's more fun and enjoyable than I expected. So I'll give it credit for that. Props to Harley for this bike actually being fun and enjoyable. But yeah, that's my honest, unbiased opinion. I did enjoy it. It wasn't bad. So it's a good bike overall. Like I said, this is a 2022 Harley Nightster, and it was kind of fun. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.